Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
I missed 3 more questions. I thought I was done with that, but there's 3 more here, so I have to put those together. I knew I charged a certain amount for a reason. All right. Dear Captain Older Brother, of all the podcasts I listened to, I'm not making this up, guys. I looked at, he sent me a list of, so I'm like, dude, this is going to be this much just for me to read this damn shit. Dear Captain Older Brother, of all the podcasts I listened to, the 2 you put out at by far, the 2 you put out at by far, are by far the best, you put at by far the best. For one reason or another, I stopped listening to some others while I just can't reach clarity level. For one reason or another, I stopped listening to some while others just can't reach clarity level quality. One thing the Older Brother podcast has consistently delivered is quality guest hosts. Really? I kid in part, only in part, to my buddies that I have on. You and your buddies do not talk over each other? What? Are you listening to the same podcast? Do not disrespect one another, are able to carry on a conversation naturally while being entertaining. I wish this were true for your contemporaries. While some are getting better, I would still like to buy everyone some advice from you. How do you make such a fine selection of co-hosts for your podcast? How can others apply these methods to make quality entertainment for people like me? All right. 1, you're in the minority. So I keep adjusting my head because there's a piece of plastic. Let's just get rid of this damn thing. Piece of plastic is poking me right there. You are wrong in the world of public opinion. Popular podcasts, of which mine is not, I only get maybe 1,000 or 2,000 listeners per episode. That's nothing. Popular podcasts are the Joe Rogan Experience, the Dick Show. Who else? There's other people that just get a lot more traffic. And what I think that may be is this is not to besmirch them, but the IQ range is from 90 to like 120. You got the vast majority of the market. When you get on a John Steele, a DT, myself, Dr. Perodin, we are freakishly, not bragging, it's just what it is, we're freakishly high intelligence. Guarantee you, if you really like this show, you are freakishly high intelligence, because there's not that many people that like the show. It is a very small niche, and so I think it appeals to a small but incredibly loyal listening audience because of that reason. So how can others apply these methods to make quality entertainment for people like you? The problem is people like you probably aren't that numerous, and nor would you want to. One of the things I want to do is start dumbing down my shit so I can make more money, which is where Operation Evil comes in, but that's a separate project. I'm not going to sacrifice. I do the podcast for myself. I don't do it for other people. So if people want to have a very intellectually stimulating conversation, I think who pulls this off brilliantly, although the guy has a British accent, would be Stefan Molyneux, where he has just way more followers and subscribers than I do, but it's still very high IQ. Be Stefan Molyneux. That's the magic if someone can unlock that formula. But I'm afraid that if others, if they were to follow my methods, you would lose readership, your viewership or listenership. So how do I make such a fine selection of co-hosts for my podcast? I don't make the selection, it's life. Life forged these people, and I do believe life sends people into certain categories, whether you want to or not. And it's no coincidence that Ann and John Steele and myself all came from dysfunctional families. We're a little bit tattered and worn, cynical and jaded. DT and Doc, I don't know how Doc came in. Doc's all happy. He's like the Ernie of the Bert and Ernie. It was like the podcast is Doc, who's Ernie, and the rest of us are Berts. We're all pissed off, and there's Ernie. Oh, I got my family. Even DT with his family is still pissed off because of all the bullshit he went through in high school and college. Not to mention religion and the health problems of his daughter. Yeah, why the hell is Doc in our show? What? Maybe he's balanced. But every other person there is this war-torn battle horse that's just seen enough, and that's how we kind of... And from that war-torn battleness comes a jaded cynicism, but an astute eye, a very keen eye for reality and bullshit when we see it to point it out. So I think we all get, you know, like you choose your friends that you're going to jive the most with, and that's what it is. It's just kind of natural selection or selection bias. I didn't go out and take applications. I'm like, well, I know Ann's got very good wit. I know John Steele, he's got that gravelly voice. I know DT makes some very great, outstanding observations. Even Chad Elkins, we have him on occasionally, and he's a little more polite and civil, not as aggressive. But he plays his part there. Yeah, how can other apply these methods? It's not. My philosophy on podcasting is you should do it for yourself. And this goes back to the concept of personality. I've explained this to many people before. People don't tune into the Rush Limbaugh program for the listeners. People don't tune in to the weather on their favorite weather channel because it's their favorite weather channel. They turn in for the weather girl or the weather man. This is why they call them radio personalities or television personalities, because people gravitate towards that personality. They like that person's personality. And the worst thing you can do if you ever start a podcast, get into media, or go on the radio, or go on the television, is to be somebody you're not. Because then you actually have to work at it. Then you got to keep up this facade. Who was the guy? Ghost Capitalist or something like that. He acted like he got all pissed off all the time. It was this antic. It was a shtick he played. That got to get tiring. Whereas me here now, podcasting, whenever, people, one of the things like, gee, you're just like you are in the real world. But yeah, I am, because I don't have time to act and bullshit on the internet, frankly. So if you're ever going to go into do your own podcast, be yourself. Don't try. Just, hey, blah, 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 blah. I mean, you have no idea how many podcasts started out because guys just needed something to talk to. You know, usually you don't see it, but, you know, Bill Burr's a perfect example. The amount of weight on that man, the amount of responsibilities that man has in terms of being a father, a comedian, an entrepreneur, a hustler, a pilot, is immense. And Bill entertains everybody. No one asked Bill a question. Nobody. So podcast there is exactly where guys just want to talk about themselves for a change instead of having entertaining throwing balls up in the air, that type of shit. So that's what I would recommend. So advice I would give to people is, unless you want to make money on podcasting, like you want to play to the plus 1.5 IQ standing. You want to get that big bulge in the bell distribution. Unless you want to play to that, which is like, Yahoo News, People Magazine, Sports Illustrated, average TV show, Froofy Froo and Frilly Free talking girly shit on the Girly Shit podcast, which I don't know if that's a thing or not, but that describes pretty much every female podcast out there. The Dude Bro Sports Hour. Okay, again, you're going to be popular. You're not going to say anything intelligent. But boy, you got a huge market. If you want something where people are loyal and interested, it's not going to be a huge... Do what you do. Do you. Because there's other... Thank God you have the internet. Thank God. Because you could find people like you out there now. In the olden days, oh my God, I couldn't imagine what it would be like being an independent-minded person. And there was no trains or cars for you to travel and meet other people who might be similarly minded. Now you got it. And, don't think you're going to make a lot of money on it. But I don't want to... My methods... I'm glad you like the podcast. But what makes you like it is going to be the exact reason most people are not. For every person that likes it, there's 10 to 50 who will not like it. Because it's not... milky toast, butter, and bread. Did you see Tom Brady throw the ball? He should have threw the ball further and better, because then that way they would get more points, and then they would have gone to the playoffs. That is our team. We have done it. The Brewers swung the stick at the sphere very good. No. Bullet in head. Dating 21-year-old girl. Bullet in head. Can't do it. So that is, thank God we have true diversity and selection on the Inner Absolute podcast. So yes, I appreciate the fact you like the podcast, but yeah, what makes this podcast great to you would be inapplicable to 99.9% of the podcasts out there because it just isn't Cappy. All right, I will get to the other ones here, and oh God, Cappy's got his work cut out for him. We'll see y'all later. Toodles.